Welcome to our side of the fence. We've had a very busy few weeks around here, and probably why we haven't been in here a whole lot. But first and foremost, dancing for the horses.
Woo!
We have our Isaac Award-winning champion here, Jayme Tharp, and we could not be more proud of him.
Hold your trophy so that people can see.
So what the Isaac Award means is it's not necessarily that you're the best dancer, and it's not necessarily that you got the most money, but it's a points evaluation between dancing and fundraising. So although Jayme, you were second place in the actual dancing, right, behind Blue Shirt Man.
Which honestly
you were first
is a
place,
feat.
really.
I don't think that's a point that needs to be pointed at. I think
Blue Shirt Man was like a professional dancer.
Blue Shirt Man is
100%.
TikTok viral.
And I only lost by 1 point.
You're right.
To Blue Shirt Man.
That's it.
Truly, you went up against Blue, like, that guy's legit famous.
Dancer.
Mm-hmm. He's good, too.
He has like 2 million followers on TikTok or something like
Super
that.
cool guy.
Is he?
He seems fun.
He seems like he'd be really, really fun. So Dancing for the Horses, real quick, for those of you that don't know, is a fundraiser Tim Swensing sponsors every year for Horse Haven
Of
Tennessee, which chooses local celebrities from different businesses and radio stations and TV stations, and they go and learn a professional dance with a pro, and then at the end of it all, they perform their dance.
Yeah.
And Jayme was our celebrity this year.
And he is a celebrity.
He really
we
is.
actually had Ashley on the show. So we talked a little bit about then. So we're now the backside of that.
Yeah, so Tim did it the first year, I did it last year, and Jayme did it this
Done a
year.
Very good job.
But Jayme brought home the Isaac Award, which is like the whole enchilada.
The Holy Grail.
He brought it home. Brought it home for the team.
I think the comment of the night was the last judge that said it's obvious that your first passion is not dancing. I was like, then chick, why are you taking 7 selfies with me?
100%. I couldn't agree more. Yeah. So how many times a week did you go practice with your pro, Mandy?
Probably 4 at least. She was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was just...
That number is a little exaggerated for sure.
You think 4 times?
Oh, yeah. No.
Really?
When I did it, I went at least 2. So I would,
I feel like I was there all the time too, to be fair. I was there 3 to 4 days.
It's a time commitment.
Oh, yeah.
And the dance you learned was a cha-cha, right? And there was some rumba in it. I saw that.
It was really a dance
I have
of freedom,
no idea.
wasn't it? It was a freedom dance.
I think it started out to be different specific dances, and it just all come into this big blender of insanity and emotion. Because, I mean, by 15 seconds into it, I'm like, I can't remember shit.
But you forgot it like that night? That night?
Huh?
You forgot it that night?
Oh, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I really did. If you would have saw what it was supposed to have been and what it ended up being, it was because I was supposed to. Yeah, I was supposed to flip her over.
I did see where you missed that after I rewatched it.
And Rocky was so upset. She said, "I was so excited about that flip. The flip never happened." And it's just because I went out there and it's like that cat that had went on before me that we're talking about that was just so good. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to win. And then the one chick that done, I mean, she got real high also.
The Dolly
girl.
girl.
The Dolly girl.
She done really good.
She did really good.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to win, but I'm going to perform. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a great time. And that's what I told Mandy coming down the stairs. I said, bottom line, we're just going to have fun. Let's do it. And we did.
Fun you guys had. It was.
And I tell you what I really believe made it is when you guys ran out with the money guns and the emotion and all that kind of stuff. That's what was fun. And the shoes.
The
shoes sold it.
Honestly, the shoes. He had light up. Okay, so every dancer had an icon. Jayme's icon was Uncle Sam. So he was like all red, white, and blue and had these gold shoes. But his shoes really were the best with the light up red and blue.
The crowd went crazy. I mean, there is no doubt when y'all set up, the crowd went wild. I mean, it was the most energetic dance with crowd participation of cheering, and maybe it helps that we had 3 or 4 tables, but even outside of that,
I think it helped very
people
much.
were going crazy about the
Yeah,
theme.
when I look back on the video, I thought it was just y'all, but it was really,
No.
It was.
even the judges were just freaking out, and it was fun. I mean, that's the bottom line. It was fun. I think we raised almost $75,000 for
Yeah.
the horses,
Wow.
which is,
That's great.
Ashley,
I think that was a record.
that was a record. Ashley
that's
posted,
great.
and me and Ashley had talked about that. I was a little worried because like the market shifting and when we
Yeah.
went into it, the donations
fundraising was pretty
was
low.
very low, and Ashley was super worried about it because it's their biggest event of the
Yeah.
whole year, and so she was super relieved that they got 75. I know that was a really big deal.
Probably
for
because
her.
I bought that $350 basketball.
Probably.
A little
did it?
overpaid on that sucker a little bit.
Where is it
I
at?
had
It's
never.
in my office.
We need to use it.
That's Brantley. He's like, hey, can we play with your new
Maybe
basketball?
it'll bring some luck to our team.
That's what we're going to tip off with at the City Rec League next year. Just
I won't blow my knee this time.
You-
But I
other
think
one.
going out there to the barn was really cool to see the different horses. And at first, they was going to have me help this mini horse, which I was excited about. He was a cool little dude, and if Roz would have let me, I'd have took it home. But
would have been adopting that horse.
yeah, that's exactly right. Let it ride around the back of the estimate truck. People would be freaking out.
People would be freaking.
Little
that a-
Sebastian.
Is that a little mini horse?
Off of Parks and Recreation. Little Sebastian.
What is the mini horse's name right now? It's something close to Sebastian, the one that was at Scholzbra.
I don't know.
Remember?
I just remember Twinkie, but Twinkie's retired.
Twinkie
now.
was the best. A little mean, though. Twinkie was a little mean. That was rough.
But I'm excited about this next year. Hopefully Juan will do it.
You think Juan's going to do it?
I
think
think he will.
Okay, good.
I think he will. He's got a little ramba in him.
He's
He
got a little
does.
something in him.
I think
They should just have him salsa to Lechona
that's
and
what I
call
was
it
going
a
to say.
day.
I said, or the tango.
The tango.
Did you see him with the rose in his mouth?
Oh, yeah. He's a sensual man.
But I have officially retired.
We need Logan out there one of these years.
Yeah, Logan, I think you would do
Be-
well.
I think Logan would do well.
Is it just so far out of your comfort zone?
No,
you're
I
like-
think we could get him there.
You've performed in front of thousands.
No.
Millions.
The masses
You
are calling.
sold out arenas.
I'll tell you what though, that new Morgan Wallen Post Malone song came out, and I was working out in the garage the other day, and I had some dances going on. I was like, if Dad comes down and looks at that window,
Dang it, if the bull can do it, so can the calf.
That's right.
I'm getting it.
No, it was fun.
What was the highlight? What was your favorite part?
I think the highlight was the judges' comments, but I think we had talked about you guys coming out with the money guns, and we talked, but I think the highlight was when it all was over. When she goes up on my shoulder and I know it's done. It's done, all the practice, all the stuff going and all that kind of stuff.
My favorite part about that was Waylon.
I was just
all
going to
the
say
boys
that. For
came
30
out, like,
minutes
right
after, Waylon's out on the floor
Waylon's
with
out
an
on the-
empty money gun.
And they even played that like sad song. It was all done, and then they played that like sad song to like try and get everybody to
Waylon's
donate.
worshiping.
And Waylon is like full blown worship mode. He's like, yes. It was Waylon's
I
dancing for
started
the
to bring
horses.
him with me today.
Sensual.
He got a kick out of that.
He loved it.
But yeah. it's
Brantley. That's what he says. Brantley.
Waylon,
Brantley, give me the gun.
Brantley.
Brantley.
just- They had a great
Waylon,
time.
give it to me.
They had a great time. The kids had a phenomenal time.
It was actually the first year that there was a more than just a couple of kids.
Usually
too,
it's
I
just
thought that was
Brantley.
Pretty cool because like Michael and Tiffany came and they brought their kids.
I loved him.
Antoinette and Justin brought their kid with our kids, obviously. all the Tharp clan always brings
And that they
few.
were as good as they were for 4 hours.
Oh, absolutely.
They were so good. They had fun too.
Yeah. The only thing, a couple of things I wish they'd changed. Number one is the time, the length, but they ought to, for a couple, and I talked to Ashley about this, is open the dance floor.
Oh, I agree. I think it should be open dance. I've
Open
said
the
that
dance
for
floor
a few
for
years.
2 or 3 numbers. And that would bring people out of the seats, get them involved. And instead of a 15-minute break,
Like,
let
I
that
think-
15-minute be open
I think
dance.
they should
Yeah.
cut the pro dancing out, to be honest. Like, I know
Yeah.
I hate to say that for Go Dance, because
I
I
love watching
understand.
it.
But I think they should cut a good portion of the pro dancing out and have an open dance portion of it, whether it's in the intermission or whatnot, because I do agree, it's a long time to sit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You had clients show up.
Yeah.
You had clients.
Yeah,
The
we had a client.
chiropractor, what's
Yeah.
his name again? Gosh, him and I
David
talked about
Fields.
racing, and then Tanya, is that his wife? Tanya Fields. Yep, and
Your
that was
old
awesome.
neighbors,
Your old
neighbors.
neighbor, Jer
Yeah.
Bear.
Jer Bear.
He comes up to me and he's like, puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, let me tell you a story about Jayme. I said, buddy, I'm all ears. He said, well, we used to live by each other in Linton Rose. And by the way, horrible neighbor to have. That man will have 30 people come and go. And that's just not the type of neighborhood we run. And he goes, we're moved in for 2 weeks. And the Tharps are all piled into a little Nissan, pull up in front of the house to wave bye to us. They're going up to, I think, Jamie's mother-in-law up in the Tri-Cities. And he said, I was just being friendly, wasn't even serious about it. I said, why don't you all take my Yukon up there? 30 seconds later, Tim, they were all loaded in it, Nissan parked in front of my house, and they were on their way to Kingsport. I said, buddy, if you offer anything to Jayme,
He's going to take
he's
it.
going to take it.
gonna
I said,
take
that's just, he said, I go back inside, and my wife's like, I just saw you pull away. And he goes, no, that's the neighbor. I let him take the car to Kingsport, and she's like, why? And he's like, I don't know. I couldn't tell you why. I didn't think he'd take me up on it.
The dad probably offered him $2,000 for it when he got back.
Hey, listen, yeah, we drove. It does sound like a Knox coming on, so I'll tell you what. I know it books for 21. I'll give 21,000. I'm going to give you 2,100 for it right now.
It's a good deal, really. Let me take this problem off
He
your
said the
hands.
man would have a new car daily. I go, oh, buddy, you should see it now. Now that he don't have neighbors at all.
Yeah.
I said,
Oh,
there's days he'll call me at 7:30 in the morning. He's already bought 2 cars from clients of ours. I said, I know Jamie's not going to leave selling fence for us because his buying and selling
That's
cars
exactly right.
would be ruined.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to buy anything
Yeah.
anymore.
The pond would go dry.
It
That was
would.
the coolest neighborhood because all of them were Jerry's age. I mean, they were quite a bit older than me, and it was a senior neighborhood. And but God, that was a party, man.
It was funny. It was. Because we went over there quite a few times when
Yeah.
y'all lived there.
Yeah.
And, it would just be like piling cars out in the street and the driveway. And every time we went, before I really knew you were heavy and buying and selling, I'd be like, what's this? Wow, what's that? And you're
What's
like, well,
going on?
I'll price it to you, Tim. I'm sure you will.
Yeah. Daddy had to get him some acreage.
You needed some space.
Start
Oh,
stacking
got
the cars up.
Got small fast, but
Which it did really have a great setup, though. It had a huge driveway.
yeah.
It really, that was a...
HOAs just don't agree with me whatsoever.
Me either. Yeah, me and the HOAs, we butt some heads sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like,
not
I don't
gonna
like
work.
asking for permission.
They don't like having an RV in the driveway.
Hey, they just don't.
They
I
just-
don't understand that. They don't like having an RV in the driveway in 14 parks.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the
I
problem?
mean, God forbid
Really?
the hood be laying out by the curb. I just
Come
pressure
on.
washed it.
What's up with that?
Got a full-time mechanic out of the drive. It's easier if y'all get an oil change when you run it. What's the problem?
I'll take him home once he's done.
But old Jerry put up with all of it and still loved me and still showed up to my dance 2 years later, 3 years later.
He seemed like such a great guy. He was a hoot to talk to.
Oh,
he
he
was.
He's a fan, but
He forced a little Jack Daniels dead down his throat to loosen him up.
Dang.
Jeez.
Dang. Might need to clip that out before Jamie's family hears about that one.
What's wrong with that?
Jack, it was the non-alcoholic version.
Just a shot.
You wonder why
That led him to 8 more.
Don't cut that, Mom.
And now, well, we should just interlace shots by Little John. Everybody.
So after Tim did dancing for the first time, I really wanted to go learn how to dance. So we went to the studio, and then after I did it, then we started dancing again. And that's how Tim and I started going to dance competitions and competing together. Does Roz want to go learn how to dance now? Or no?
You know what? She has shown an interest that I really think she would enjoy it, and I think she would do a great job.
She would do so good.
Yeah. I think she would enjoy it. I'll probably take her over there.
It's just a very different world. I don't know. Even after like dancing with a pro and Sarah dancing with a pro, I still don't. That is an interesting thing as a married couple. You know. I don't know. I mean, I very much so enjoy dancing with my wife. I just don't know if I enjoy watching her dance with another man. I mean, just to call a spade, like it probably wasn't your favorite thing to watch me dance with another woman.
I had never seen you do anything like that before. You were the first one. I was like, wow, look at him go.
Yeah.
And I forgot. Same thing with you, though. I get out there and I'm like, fuck. And first of all, I was 40s dressed up, you know. I didn't like my song. I liked the choreography just fine, but like I also rolled into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be able to pick the song. Nobody tells you that when you sign up. Like you got so much freedom to choose whatever you wanted.
Tim was told he got to draw out of a hat. They did decades that year, so he drawed out of a hat. He got 40s, and then he had no other choices after that. It was just kind of like, this is what you're wearing.
I mean, I wore a fishing shirt.
This is what you're doing. And then when I did it,
and a children's hat.
Yeah, when I did it, I got.
I don't got a child size head.
You did look really goofy. And then when I did it, I got 2 song options. So I chose the Carrie Underwood song. And then nobody could find anything for me to wear, so I ordered it off Amazon the week of.
No, that was not what happened. You said, well, my costuming's not going to end up like yours, so I'm just buying what I want to wear. I'm out there, just superimpose a picture of me right here dancing, looking like a clown out there, forgetting my dance moves, smiling like this. And it was at a cool venue this year too, like Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Like
a lot better venue. And that
awesome.
I told the guys before we even started, I said, listen, I'm going to go last. I said, the only thing I ask, I said, my hearing's a little rough. And I said, I need to feel it right here in my chest. I said, so that first sub hit, I need to feel it right here for my timing. And so they let me go down there and stand and go through and dial that sub in.
No wonder everybody's like, ah.
So I was like, here we go. And I think that's a big thing. As far as the outfit, I mean, they gave me like Muhammad Ali. No. And I was like, if I'm going to do this, I've got to know it. And so Roz is the one that picked out the songs. She just went through different songs.
Which is we listen to the song all the time
It's one of my favorites, yeah.
An amazing song.
I never want to hear it again.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sick of it.
300,000 times you've listened to it.
I've heard it 3 times a day. I mean, it's just... And, yeah. But, it was... So, I mean, it was a great... I don't think another song could have... And I wanted something that had some soul to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think another song could have fit both unless we done Lee Greenwood. Proud to be American for the 19,000
What would you dance to it? Have like 4 dance moves in the whole song. You'd just be like waltzing around as slow as possible.
It was so good.
You could have done that Toby Keith song.
Yeah.
We'll put a boot.
I just didn't want to do country. But the thing with how she put the choreography together, she put it together extremely well. And that's a regret that I have. I wish I could have done the full thing that she put together to see what it would have turned out being. But my fear was, if I hadn't went crazy, then maybe I wouldn't have scored as well as I did.
I think the personality that you kind of put, you're personality first and the dance move second, and I think that was the best decision you could have made.
And Amanda was brilliant because she just went with it.
She really did.
You'd have never known. She just smiled and okay.
Did she, like, you guys never practiced it that way either, I'm guessing.
Oh, God, no.
That's a pro right there. Like,
No.
that is a pro.
Mean, she just, like, I was supposed to flip her, and she went, she was ready. She grabbed my hands, put them on her hips. I went back this way, and then she went back this way, and she kind of looked at me and just smiled at the judges and just went with it. And I was like, here we go.
Yeah, because I couldn't tell while watching that you guys really missed anything major. Like, it looked so smooth, and the way, like, you were moving. You were covering some distance on the dance floor. Like, it looked, it was a very fun dance to watch.
Hey, at 58, I'm like, you know.
You still got moves like Jagger.
Still got move. Yeah. So it's on, you know.
Yeah.
But I was, I just felt very good about it. And the biggest thing, it was fun. Everybody had a blast, man.
What time did they ask you to be there? I didn't even ask you that.
Like 2:30.
What time did you get there?
Well, she wanted to go through the thing or something with the sound. I'm like, okay, I'll be there whenever you want me to.
Yeah.
It was like 2:30, and we got to be able to do it about 3. We worked on it for about 30 minutes. Then I'm like, shoot, it's too late to go home. So I just found a closet, basically, with a couch and just crashed. Because I didn't want to see anybody else practice. I didn't want to see any of their stuff.
So you stayed there that whole time?
I stayed there the whole time. They were all in there putting their makeup on and stuff like that. And they said, come here, we're going to touch you up. And I said, nope, ain't happening. Daddy's not wearing makeup. It's not going to happen. I mean, if eyeliner is not going to get me first place, I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. I'm not doing
They sold me pretty hard on that one.
Yeah, obviously.
Looking like Johnny Depp out there.
Fortunately. It was like a communal changing area, too, the year I did it. I'm like, I'm leaving this. Dancers are just artists, so I think they just view the body differently as all of us.
No,
I'm like,
we're
listen,
just
I don't want to be out here skin to the wind around all y'all.
That kind of took me back also.
I was like,
I think I'm going to dodge out of this one. They all come on in. We got sliders. Yeah. Yeah, you ain't going to be reel me into that one. So.
I've seen this before.
Yeah. Most of the time it's alcohol, but now it's sliders.
What are you sliding in here?
Yeah. But yeah, we had a big regret that I had is my daughter Caitlin wasn't able to be there. They were on a cruise in Florida.
I think they FaceTimed her, though. I think Jayme Marie did.
Yeah, she came to some of my dances and was able to, some of my practices and was able to see that. But yeah, we had fun. I just appreciate you guys for allowing me to do it, the opportunity.
I'm going to be honest with you. We didn't think you'd make it to the dance day.
I didn't think
when
you
you were
would.
our pick. Logan was like, with Ashley in here, he goes, there's no way he's going to follow through with this. There's just zero, I think, quote unquote, 0% chance.
Not that I don't believe it.
I'm glad you proved Logan wrong.
That's just not, like, the fact for 6-7 weeks, my dad was like, I gotta get to dance. I got dance class today. Like, who are you? What?
Who has possessed my father?
Like Sarah, like I think you called Sarah one night and you're like, there's not a chance. Like, you need to find somebody else. Yeah. There's just not a chance.
Yeah, prove me wrong.
You proved everybody wrong.
Must be drinking that fluoride. That's really...
The water purification went out.
Well, I think one thing that it was like 10 practices in, and I'm thinking, okay, we're pretty much through the song. And I looked at the video of our practices, and it was 20 seconds. And I'm like, oh, sweet God, I'll never be able to do this. And so I asked her, I said, how much more do we have to go? She said, oh, we're about 10% there. And I'm like, oh my God, man.
You're like doing the math. You're like,
is that when it changed to be like the funner stuff at the end?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. And once you figure out the footing starts getting in your head, and it starts becoming kind of natural and stuff like that, then you're like, okay, here we go. And so then it just starts becoming a process that you get it down, and I'm driving down the road to estimates, and I've got it in my head step by step. I go here, I go here, I go here, and then you're not.
That's just like you catch yourself almost like I was walking it through. Like if I was at home in the kitchen, I'd be like, all right, let me work on these steps. Because that was hard for me too, to get the dance from my head to my feet.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
how are my feet going to move like this?
Yeah, that's.
Sarah didn't even use up nearly half of her lessons, though. She just goes in there like once a week.
Yeah, but
Twinkle
here's
toes over here, like do 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 do. She's like, yeah, I feel we learned it all. It's like week 3. She's like, we're just polishing it up now. I'm like, okay.
But that was
I was still working on walking to walk, step, 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 step.
He said polishing it up.
that was different.
What's wrong?
Alrighty.
Yay!
But I just, but yeah. So it was. But this is just my official retirement video, and
Gotcha.
Let the world be known.
Let the world be known. You will
let the
never
world
dance
be
again.
known. It's better just to go out on top the way Larry Bird did.
Right.
He's pretty much my icon.
Which I told you to choose as your icon.
Once Sarah's like, who do you think Jamie's going to choose? Because it's that day, I said Larry Bird. And then you did it.
You didn't.
Yeah, I just don't think I could sell Larry Bird.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're probably right.
But your retirement from basketball was not as graceful.
You finished on bottom, technically.
Yeah, totally.
On the floor.
Yeah, but isn't that something cool? That happened last year, and you went through you got it surgery and did all that, the fixing on it, and did all the PT or whatever. And then this year you did a flippin' pro dance.
Yeah, and
That's
when you
cool.
do that one move to where you just bounce it on one foot and you're
Oh,
going
that was
around
my favorite
circles,
part when you went like this.
I was like, oh God,
Here it goes.
don't let my knee just blow and then I'm totally screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And but it did. I mean, it held up and but I give strong kudos to her.
She's a phenomenal dancer.
Governed it through it. She's extremely professional, and love her to death, man. She's great. I wish she could have been here today.
I know.
They've got another competition going on, and so it's.
She's off.
She's off.
In the
world
She's
of
off to bigger and brighter.
Bigger and brighter.
Bigger and brighter
So-
things.
She got her trophy.
So what's coming up in life for you after dance then? So post-retirement here. Like what's next on your horizon?
Just doing interviews, signing autographs.
Yeah.
Naturally.
You know, it's just the same old thing. Just
Same old,
people
same
at the
old.
door. When I just can't talk right now. It's exhaustion. I'm just trying to keep up with the pace of it.
Trying to get Roz out to the Malibu crib, but it's just too busy with all these
Too
interviews.
busy, you know, and you're trying to do estimates on fence, and people run out. It's like, oh my God, they're amazed, and so you're trying to get them back to the subject of fence, and all they want to talk about is how incredible you are, and how you've changed their life and their whole perspective on living.